Hello everyone and welcome to another Plane Shift development stream where we make games. Boys, because our mission in my evenings is to make games. So we're here to make games, and it's pretty fun to make games because games are already fun by themselves, but plus, you know, we are building them, so it's even more fun. It's always fun building stuff, right? It's like a giant complex Lego system. Tonight is Monday, Monday, the best day to work on Plane Shift. Absolutely. The best day. So let me see if everything is started. Yes. I think we are good. We are good to go. I think we are good. We are good. Boom. I don't know why sometimes that button works sometimes. It needs to be clicked twice. But I mean, there is a screenshot of the day. Everyone was transformed into a monster, so this was probably an Halloween event where everyone was morphed into a creature. You can see here a lot of different creatures, and one was also, you know, standing on top of a mount. It was mounting another creature. Karkaras mounting a drifter. Nice. Sometimes we do this. Sometimes we do. Yeah. So today, what I want to do, but I started already, and I think I'm already at a good point with that. Let me explain you what is the issue and what we need to fix, okay? But let me change music and make it maybe less strong. And let me switch the scene. Boom. Here I am. Okay, the problem of today is the following. Is about streaming levels, and streaming levels are a very important part of Unreal Engine. In particular, we are using what is called world composition. Maybe I already explained it to you a few times. Maybe I still have a picture somewhere. Let me see if I have a picture somewhere of world composition. Maybe. I saw it. There was some world composition JPEG. But no, it's not. It's not what I wanted actually. No, we don't have it. Pity. Let me search for streaming levels and see if we find something. No, we have a streaming lot of people though. There was a raid. This was a raid, probably from Unreal Engine, when we had like 200 viewers. Look at how many people there were here. That was a good one. Okay. No, I don't have it. I can draw it again. But basically, the world is divided in maps, right? Or levels, and you can decide in Unreal Engine how to split it. You have your wall, you know, universe, and you split your universe into subsections. Now, the subsections can be of any sides. It's probably better if you keep your subsection the same sides, but it's not mandatory. You can also have levels of different sides, and you can also have levels inside levels, but that's another thing, like sub-levels, right? So basically you divide your world in pieces. Now, the majority of our playable world and playable areas is in this part of the map, you know, the top map. So let's say this area. And so this, if you consider this the total, you know, playable, well, let's say total addressable space that you have in Unreal Engine, right? So it's pretty much in this area. And but to have certain levels or certain maps that are completely separate from the playable area, like for example the Death Realm or the minigames, and in this case we are speaking of minigames, we have certain places which are very far from the playable area, so it's basically impossible to see them, that are located far away, right? And so it is exactly our case when we are loading the minigame, right? I can show you. When we are loading a minigame, we are basically moving the camera of the player into a very distant location. And into a very distant location. So let's say that here below you have, you know, the minigame, right? The minigame level or the minigame geometry. Actually, the minigame level is nothing else than some black walls and the minigame itself, right? And this one I can easily show you because it's actually visible somewhere. Yes, down there. Here, so there is a part of the world which is very far from anything else, where you have, you know, these two black walls and the actual mini game, and then there is a camera which is exactly this one that you see here, which is pointing to the mini game, right? And is what you see when you enter the mini game. What is the problem? The problem is that considering that our world is managed by world composition, so is made of pieces that get loaded, of levels that get loaded based on your position. So let's say that if you are in this position, right, in this position, this level will load. If you are maybe in this position, this level plus the level on the right will load, right? Because you can see it if you look at the right, on the right side, right? So the problem is that when you move away, let's say that you enter in this level, okay, and Unreal Engine is loading only this piece, right? And then you are moving, and when you move, and when you arrive close enough to this other level, Unreal Engine is going to load this one, right? So this one will be loaded. But then when you move like in the middle of it, this one is not loaded anymore, right? This one on the right is not loaded anymore, is not needed anymore. And so what Unreal Engine is going to do is going to unload it from memory. So remove it from memory, right? And it's doing that dynamically, so you don't need to care about it. It's just the way it works, right? And the same when you approach this level, this one will be loaded, this one will stay loaded. Then when you go through, both will be there. And then when you go far away enough from this one, also this one will be unloaded, right? So as you can imagine, when you are, for example, here and you have this level loaded and you start the minigame, right? Your character is not really moved to the minigame area, but his camera is moved to the minigame area. And Unreal Engine consider the camera position, you know, the one that is dictating if a certain level should be loaded or unloaded in streaming levels. So in practice, what happens right? What happens is that as soon as you move the camera here, this level gets unloaded. And so practically, there is a real problem, because it means that when you are like in the main Hydla Plaza, right, which is a very big level, it's kind of a big level, and you are going to the minigame area, right, this level will be unloaded. And when you go back, so when you exit from the minigame, so as soon as I click on my minigame, right, I click on my minigame and I click on play game, my camera will be moved to a very, 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 very distant location from here, right? And this level will be unloaded. And then when I come back, the problem is that when I come back, it will have to load this level again, right? So every time you move between areas, it will have to load and unload the whole level, which is absolutely overkill, right? So we don't want that. We really don't want that. So I've been searching a bit how to do it. I didn't find any good information, but I found in our code something that we did already for the level loading, right? Because we solved it for the, well, we solved it. Let's say we had some manipulation of streaming levels for level loading. And actually, this piece is the one involved. So what we were doing, we are getting the streaming levels from the world. For each streaming level, we are checking if the level should be loaded or not, and it should be visible. And by the way, I'm just checking that here is always should be loaded. I don't know why. Probably because it should be visible, I removed it then. Okay, anyway. Right, and I don't know why we have this. Level should be loaded, level should be loaded. But apart from that, we are able to print out, you know, the information and such. So, so we can access the streaming levels, right? And we can get information from the streaming levels. So I was searching on the net if there is a way to actually stop the unload of the streaming level. And what I found is this thing, which is called disable distance streaming. So which I assume, right, which is disabling the you see, the documentation says whether this level streaming object should be ignored by work composition distance streaming. So streaming rate can be controlled by other systems. So basically when you disable this, the work composition is gonna ignore that level, and so if it's loaded, it's keeping it loaded. If it's unloaded, it's keeping it unloaded, which is exactly what we want, because we don't want our camera to move away from it, right? I think they should be visible. They removed it because I think they should be visible. They actually removed it. Return the should be visible flag. Okay, anyway, I think we don't care about that too much. So what is my idea? My idea is returns the should be visible flag. But why we don't use it in this code? I have no idea. It's kind of interesting though. I think we can put it in just to see what it returns. I mean, I'm not gonna touch this, and actually, I think we can, you know. I think I can remove this part because I mean it really makes no sense. You know, I mean it really makes no sense. But I mean, apart from that, in our new code, what we need to check is the actual streaming level, so the level that we want to stream, and disable this distance streaming, right? So maybe I can put here the comment which is taken from the documentation, which I think is good anyway. Which is this one, right? Okay, so if we set it to 1, we basically disable the distance streaming. And so what I'm expecting, you know, what I'm expecting to happen is that even if our world... Hello Marcelo, hi, welcome. Welcome. Even if our character is here and the camera is here, since, I mean, if we disable for the current level we are in, the loading and unloading, I think we should disable it for all the levels that are loaded though. Yes, I think we should disable it for all the levels that are low. Now, I don't know if I want to do it for all the levels that are loaded or for all the levels that should be visible. But anyway, I need to do it for all the levels. At the moment in this 4, I'm doing it for all the levels. And so now, with this code, which is already compiled, right? Which is already compiled, what happens is that when I go into the minigame, right? And I play my game. In theory, the level that I'm coming from is not unloaded. Okay, so that's the important piece. The level I'm coming from should not be unloaded. Now, this printout at the moment is not correct, so I think I need to redo it. But if I exit from the minigame, you see that the level is here. Everything is here. The only thing that needs to be reloaded are the items and the characters. Because anyway, those are, yeah, I mean, those will have to be reloaded anyway. So every time we enter and we exit from the minigame, we will have to reload the... But that's fine. I mean, it's better than reloading the whole level, because I think what it takes a lot of effort is really to reload the whole level. Now, if you are in a very busy area, right? If you are in a very busy area with a lot of items or a lot of people, and you go to the mini game and come back, I think you will still have a bit of loading, because you basically have to rebuild, you know, Like I don't know, you have to rebuild this guy, the chest, you know, all the items on the ground. So there will be some time really needed for you to, but you know, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. The important point is that when we click on this, we don't by the way, okay, the second time is not appearing because I closed the window completely. I should make it invisible and not remove it from parent. Okay, so let me try 1 second to see what these two flags are showing. So I want, but let me do one fix though, because I think it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea when I click on exit to remove from parent. I need to set visibility. I need to set visibility to collapsed. Right? I need to set the visibility to collapsed. This is what I need to do. And okay. Hello, Strick. Hi. So let me try again. And now that we have, now that we changed, why I need to save? I didn't do any change. Well, I clicked on some stuff, but no, we don't need to save the main level. No, don't save. It's not needed. So let me recompile. And we also have this change now that we are showing only the should be loaded, which is the one that we use actually for loading the map. And let me see how we. I want to see those two values, and maybe we can decide, you know, based on the package name, because the package name actually contains the actual name of the level. But you know, the reasoning I'm doing is imagine that we are between two levels, you know, or very close to another level. I cannot do it only for the current level I'm in. I have to do it for all the levels that are there. And actually, you know what? This function should take a parameter, because then I will have to unlock, right? I will have to unlock them. I don't understand why this is a uint8 and is not a boolean. It is kind of strange. Why is a uint8? I mean, like, you can give him numbers that are not 0 or 1. I don't think so, because it's a boolean anyway. It's a b. I mean, it's considered a boolean. I don't know, maybe just for internal reasons they prefer to do it this way. But by the way, we are on Visual Studio 2022. Incredibly enough, we are. Look at this. Microsoft Visual Studio Community 2022. Now, am I happy about the change? I would say yes. Is it really resolving all the issue with Unreal? No, it's not. I found myself to, you know, control space and wait, you know, for 1 hour anyway. But the majority of the operation seems to be significantly faster. There are still times where you want the information and information is not popping up, and there is no way to have it. You know, I waited like 5 minutes and no way. The one at the end of the declaration makes it a bit field. Let me see. Ah, this one. This one? Okay. Int 1. So it saves some memory compared to the Boolean? Compared to a Boolean? Because I'm expecting a Boolean to be already an int 1, no? But, okay. Anyway, so we recompiled, right? We recompiled, and let's see what happens. I mean, nothing different will happen from the visual point of view, right? But well, I will have first of all the printout also with the visible so that we understand what is it. But I don't think that is gonna make any difference. The Boolean is 4 bytes. Wow. That's a lot for a Boolean. Okay, so as soon as I click on this, right, we have the streaming levels, where basically we are showing that only Idla Plaza is the one that is true, so it needs to be loaded and visible. And when I close this, you see only the items are sent to me again. Now, I added a small delay between... I mean, I did it by purpose, I can remove it, but I added a small delay between... wow. Between the streaming levels and the minigame. Because I wanted to be sure that my streaming level was actually flagged, you know, before. Now the only problem I have is let me try something because I want to understand if I can remove this delay. But it seems to be working anyway. The point is that it seems to be working fine, which is great. It's exactly what I wanted. Is exactly what I wanted. Now, in this case, we only have one level loaded. But again, we could be between or very close to another level. And so there may be 2 levels, you know, there may be 2 levels loaded. So I think we should test that case as well. I think I can... Good evening, Maui. Hi. But at first I want to do this change. Wait a second. Do you think that calling that function? Ah, no, I want to make it. Wait. No. Close. I want to make it. So should we call it lock streaming level or should we call it? Because lock, I don't know if lock is really the right. In theory, should be called disable distance streaming on levels, you know. disable level. Let's call it disable level distance streaming. Okay, and we have a Boolean which is disable. Right? Disable yes or no. Or set, we can say set. No, but Let's keep it disabled. And here we will have our disabled. So if it's 1, it will disable, okay? And we will move it between 0 and 1, right? Because I want when my minigame is finished, right? I want to re-enable the streaming levels. Set streaming level lock. Yeah, I just don't know if lock is really meaningful, you know? Lock. I mean, it's something that I invented myself and probably is not a good idea. I will keep it with this name. Disable level distance streaming. So we are recompiling, and then I just need to think if I can remove the delay or not. Why I'm saying that? Because at the moment we have a time in which we are moving the camera to the minigame. And again, is very, 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 very far away, right? And so this level automatically will be unloaded. But we are saying, please don't unload it, right? And we are setting these variables here. Now, I don't know if that is happening synchronously or asynchronously, right? Because it's anyways is an event called by a blueprint. And actually, I don't know if it's sequential or not. So I just didn't want, you know, this thing to move and then the disable to happen later on, and so this will actually be unloaded. That's why I added like a fictional 2 seconds delay, right? Which I understand is a bit stupid, but I did it just to test. So maybe now I can remove it. And we can see if that function is called, you know, immediately. Now, this is happening only client side. The server has no feedback on the fact that our client decided to keep certain levels loaded, right? The server doesn't know. But the server, I think, doesn't care, because anyway, the server is requesting certain level to be up, and if the client has them already, I don't think that's a problem. I mean, we could try to teleport, but so this one should not compile anymore, I guess, or something should not compile anymore. Yes, this thing, because I changed the name of the function. So it's disable level distance streaming now, and I need a me, and then I need a disable through, right? You see this duration of 2 seconds? That is the thing that I added just for because I wanted to be 100% sure that it was happening. But now we can remove it. This is a function, actually. It's not an event. I don't know why I said that it was an event. It's not an event, so I think it will be executed, you know, completely before moving on. So yes. So we need to call the same thing. We need to call the same thing. When we are exiting from the minigame. So yeah, I mean, we can do it anytime. I would prefer to do it before moving the camera, because here we are moving the camera. So I would prefer to do it before, and right? And so we will do this. So basically we will say, hey, now re-enable, you know, re-enable the streaming levels on. Okay, that's very good. I like that. Do we need to do any other changes? No, I don't think so. Just need to be sure that we saved. So basically this way we are controlling when to load or unload a certain level. And it is solving a lot of issues, by the way, because we can use the same technique, you know, in other cases. The only stuff that still gets unloaded are the items. What if the player dies while in a minigame area? The list of levels to unlock would not match the list of previously locked levels anymore. What if a player dies? Yeah, I think there is a problem if you get teleported while you are playing a minigame, or yeah, if you get teleported. If you die, I mean, depends, because if you respawn on the same level is not a problem. But let's say if you get teleported and we flagged, you know, those levels as disable loading, disable unloading, and then we can teleport in another place. I mean, I could keep an array of the one that I disabled. I could keep... the problem is that I don't know if that level is not loaded, what happens, you know? If that level is not loaded... No, but it will be loaded for sure, because I disabled unloading. Yeah, I think I can keep maybe an array. That's a good idea. I don't know. I could, you know, I can keep an array in my player character, which is an array of level streaming that we unloaded, that we stopped the unloading, for which we stopped the unloading. And then we are going to restore those ones when I close the minigame. Yeah, I think it's a safer approach. Because otherwise the list may not match. Yes, the list may not match. And if the list doesn't match, I mean, it's not a huge problem. Like, your game will still work. The only problem is that you will have some levels in memory anyway. And maybe you don't want those levels, right? So you will be basically wasting memory. And that happens only if you get teleported while you are playing the minigame, which I don't know if it happens often, but still may happen. So it's probably a safer option to keep an array. We just need to remember. I mean, we need to document it a bit, otherwise we will not remember what happened. You know. So there are about 2 seconds of delay before. And by the way, I'm not getting the right dice type, but. There are about 2 seconds of delay when Unreal Engine decides that the other level should be unloaded. Yeah, but as you can see, the level is here. If I remove those lines, you will see my character flying and the level loaded, you know, that is building until it's completed, right? There is a guy coming this way. Okay. Now the good thing about the board is that you can bring the board wherever you want, right? So if you want to play with this guy, you can say, "Hey, do you want to play with me?" You can put it here, and you can still play the minigame. Okay. By the way, it doesn't reset. Okay, it didn't reset the. Also, it doesn't consider the right dice type at the beginning for whatever reason. Yeah. The guy's gone. Is the guy gone because he's really gone, or is gone because I didn't load it in yet? That's a good question. I want my board. No, I think the guy really went away. Yeah, the guy is here. Okay. He really went away. I'm thinking if you will hear the sounds of the location where you are, or if you will hear the sounds of the camera. That's a good point. I have no idea. Like, while I'm in the minigame, right? At the moment I think I can move while I'm in the minigame, because I didn't disable it. Yes, I hear the sound where I am. Okay, that's good though. That I think is what I want. Because now I cannot really do it on the items, I think. Is there a way to do it on the items? Like that the items also are not unloaded? The problem of doing it on the items is that each one has, you know, a setting for visibility and distance. And basically what I will have to do, I will have to change the maximum visibility distance to infinite or nearly infinite for all the items that are around me. And I think that's a bit overkill. So I think I'm not gonna do it. But you see the effect, right? The effect is that this axis and this chest will take some time to appear after I exit from the minigame, right? Because they get reloaded, you see? Boom, 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 boom. I mean, it's very quick, but it's very quick depending on the number of items you have on the level. I mean, if the whole level is made of dynamic items, you know, the whole level will be reloaded. So like the furnaces, I mean, now there are no furnaces, but in theory there are furnaces here, right? Those will be reloaded as well. Yeah, so I think we can keep. So the good news is that it's working. Now, I think we need to keep a list of the one that we disabled. Now, is it possible that you disable twice? I mean, no. The only way is that you can exit from the minigame in a weird way, like the UI is closing by itself, or there is any other issue, and so we don't call that. No, in theory, it should never happen. And anyway, if it happens, you just quit the game, restart, and it's fine. I mean, it's not permanent damage, right? It's temporary damage. Okay, so I think what we can do, we can have, I don't know if I want to put it in PS character, but I think I have no other way. I could put it in player controller, maybe. Yeah, I think in player controller is better. For two reasons. Why? One, that we have less mass in player controller in terms of variables. And two, that it doesn't really belong to the character. It belongs more to the player, you know. So I think it makes sense that is that is in the player controller. So we can call it, I don't know, disabled, or what was the name of the other thing? Was disable level distance streaming. Disable levels with no unloading. Blah. levels with no unloading. Okay. We keep track of the levels we have set as disable distance streaming. Zero distance streaming. This is used at the moment for minigames. We need to clear this list. We need to clear this list when we exit from the minigame. Okay. Now this thing should be just initialized to empty when the player controller is created. But I don't think it's needed because we will anyway I mean, if you die or if you get teleported, we will have this list populated, right? So the only thing that we need to do when we exit from the minigame is to restore all the ones that are in this list. But yeah, so we need to be sure that this list is clean. So I would say that in the, I don't know if we have a player controller begin play. It probably doesn't have a begin play. Player controller doesn't have a begin play. But I think there is an initializer. Yeah, there is an initializer. So in the initializer, we just ensure that this is, you know, empty. Whatever. Is an array of empty streaming levels or something. So we just want to be sure that it's clean. And when the player controller is created, and then what? No, and then we use this variable, you know, we use this variable on, yeah, there will be a bit of get controller, whatever, but it's okay. So let's say that if disable is true, then easy, we just do this. If disable is false, right? If disable is false, so then we need to clear the levels. No, sorry, we also need to add the levels here. We also need to clear what? We also need to add them to the array. So we will have our PS controller. Maybe we can, well, I can just call it twice, is okay. Me get PS controller. And on PS controller we will set the level 2 unloading dot add, and we will add our streaming level, whatever it is, this one, right? Oops. So we're adding that level to the list. So add the level to the list so we can clear it later on. And here, if we are enabling the thingy, so if we are exiting from the minigame, we just need to cycle on our nice thing, our levels with no unloading on my PS controller, right? And we are then doing what? You can just say something like levels to clear or right? Just to avoid calling that a million times. So we... Oh fuck, DI and DI. DI inside DI. Not a good idea. DI inside a J. Now why I'm doing this inside this cycle is a very bad idea. This disable should be outside. No? Yes. I mean, I'm doing it. I'm doing it wrong. So the disable. Wait. The disable, which is this thing, we can keep it. You know, we can keep it documented. We can keep it documented here, no problem. But the point is. The point is that this 4 is fine, but if we do else, we do another 4. We don't do that 4 anymore, right? So here is disable. Well, okay, anyway, here is disable, and here is enable. So if we want to, if we have to enable. Right, then we go through this list, and here we do what? We just set again this variable, but this time we set it to 0, or we can set it to disable. But anyway, you can set it to disable if you want. But and wait, is and then we remove it from the array. How can I be sure that I remove the right one? How can I be sure that I remove the right one? Well, I think I can remove all of them. No? I can just clear the array. Yeah, I can just clear the array. I think is the easiest. No? We just set this to an empty array. Or we do empty. Dot empty. Empty? Because anyway, we know that we go through all of them. So we can just... And now you have a for loop in a for loop. Yeah, it was a bit of a... I don't know. I was, I don't know. I was thinking the not the right way. Okay, so we don't need these things, and in theory we don't. We don't need the should be visible flag, even if it's a bit of a debug, you know, that we have here. But I think this line of debug we can probably remove one day. Now, how do we test it? Testing it is not very easy though, because testing it means that we need to teleport ourselves and see. Can I kill myself? Yeah, I think I can kill myself with die. And yes, I think I can kill myself with die while I'm in the minigame. And basically, at that point, the Hidla level will be unloaded, right? And so when I teleport, I should see the loading going in, right? Hello, Gian. Something looks different. Yes, look at this crazy thing that I did. Look. Look at this crazy thing that I did. But it is still saying Visual Studio 2017. So it knows that the files have not been regenerated for 2022, but it still works anyway. As I was saying before, you were not here. I'm pretty happy about the performances, but it's not really fixing all the problems. So there are still cases where you are just waiting forever, and it's not going to the thing, right? But they are not too many. I think in general, you know, now when you do this, the drop down appears fairly quick, but in some cases it doesn't. I don't know why, but in some cases is still broken. But there are very few cases now where it's broken. Okay, so to test this, assuming that works, right, and is on the player controller. Wait a second. Is on the player controller on the client side or on the server side? Well, actually this array is on both sides. I mean, it's on the server and on the client, but we are going to use it only on the client. Yes, but I think it's no problem. Yeah, we are using it only on the client, but I think it's fine. What I'm doing, Gion, maybe it's something that you can be interested on. My problem was that when we are playing a minigame, so if this is my world, you know, seeing from the top of world composition, if we are in world composition, and these are my levels, the orange ones, right? And my character is here in the main plaza. When we launch the minigame, we are actually transferring the camera, not the player, but the camera to the minigame area, right? And so Unreal Engine unloads this level because we are super far away, right? So he unloads this. But to me it's a very big issue because when I close the minigame, I will see this level loading. And if it's a big level, it will take a lot. You will see the character flying in the, you know, in the sky. And so I needed to have a way to block the loading and unloading of levels while I'm in the minigame. And actually it seems that this does it. So I'm basically getting the streaming levels, all the streaming levels that I have loaded at this point, and I'm disabling distance streaming for all of them. And I'm keeping in an array now the levels for which I disabled the distance streaming. And when I close the minigame, which in theory is here, did I put it in the... Did I put in the editor the disable to false? I did, huh? Okay. We are going to basically re-enable this, and we are clearing up the array, right? So now the way to test it, and this basically avoids the unloading. And I tested and it works, right? Which is nice. But now we are adding this array thingy to avoid the load, because you see the loading is pretty long. Now in the real game, I mean in the shipping game, the loading is definitely shorter. But where is my mini game? No, I left it on the ground. Okay, here is the mini game. Here is the minigame board, right? So I put it here and I play. Now, let me just do something to test the simple case first, right? The simple case is just, I just exited from the minigame. And you see the level is loaded, but the items are not, so the items are reloaded. So I think up to here, everything worked fine. Now the problem is, if I enter the minigame, which by the way should be reset, but I will most likely use screen capture. But in my case I had to click on stuff and see the physics, I don't know. I have to click on the cup, shake the cup. I mean, I could do it probably anyway, also through a screen capture, but my idea was not to use screen capture. So the camera is really physically here, right? So if I go out of it, you see, we are in the middle of nowhere. Ah, by the way, we can see the level. You see the level down there in distance? So the level has not been unloaded, because I see it down there in the distance. So there's another way we can test it, right? If anyway. So now, if I die, which, I mean, in theory should never happen, but if I die, in theory I should respawn in the Death Realm, assuming that I have the Death Realm in my loaded maps, which I don't know. Yes. Okay, so in theory now after about 20 seconds or whatever it is, I am. My camera is still here. But my character died and got teleported to the Death Realm, right? So if I go out, in theory the level should be unloaded. Strangely enough, is not. Why? Maybe I didn't go to the Death Realm. The level was not loaded, and I just went out. Yeah, but it seems that the other level is unloaded. It seems that the other level is unloaded. It just didn't unload. Ah, no, it's correct. The level gets unloaded only when you leave the minigame. Yes, exactly. Exactly, so I think it's good. Because now that I left the minigame, I don't see the other level around me. Well, it may be very far away, but I think it's working. I mean, I'm not completely sure because I don't have an easy way to test it, but I think an easier way to test it maybe is with two levels that are one next to each other. And we can see if the level disappears if we are flying up. But I think it's working. Because anyway we reset. I think it's okay. Do we want to test it more or the only problem is that I lost my minigame board. Fuck. So the minigame board is not coming with me because it's not in my inventory. So it's still there, but it's okay. So if I go there again, My board is here. Hello, man. You're searching for some stuff. I don't know if you can find it. I hope you can. Yeah, my mini game is still here. Okay, but I think it works fine. I think it works fine. And if we find a bug, we will know it. We will know it. No, probably no one will know it. If we keep the levels loaded, I think no one will really know it, because they will never see it. Just the game will take more memory for nothing. Take one with you. 2 mini games. Take one with you to the death realm, and after the death realm, check if you can see the original level from the mini game level. And no, the problem is that when I enter the minigame level, we lock. Ah, yes, but we disable. Maybe. Maybe yes. Because from the minigame we can see it. Yeah, I can spawn another board, it's not a problem. I have spawning power on this game. I have spawning powers. Okay, so I have one minigame with me, and one is here. So if I open this minigame, and we look around, the level is still there. Wow, it was showing for a second the AI. Okay, at 1 million kilometers away. It's not spawning the right type of die, by the way. That we need to fix it. So if I shake it a bit, 5, 6, and 8. Good number. Then I close this, right? And we want to see if... Ah, fuck, I didn't die. Shit. No, I need to die. I need to die. Okay, now I died. I can still play the mini game while dead, by the way. I can still play, you know. Yeah, there is no... By the way, these results are coming from the server, believe it or not, but it's working. So these results are generated by the server and sent back to me at the right time. Okay, now I should be dead. Now I should be dead. Now if I go out, the level is still there. Yes. And now when I click this level is low. It's strange that this level is loaded only when I go out, though. That I don't understand. But anyway, if I put the mini game here, and if I play again, and I check if there is the level there, yes, the level is not there. So, but there should be the Death Realm somewhere. I don't know where the Death Realm is. Ah, it's there. It's that cylinder. It's that cylinder. So yes, basically it works. I just don't know why the Death Realm is not loaded. Yes, because my camera is not there. So if you die while playing a mini game, you get an additional loading, but you would get it anyway. So I mean, I think it's fine. I think it's working. I think it's working very, very nice. Why the die is not the right die? It seems that he's using this die as a default, this one, instead of using this one as a default. There is one that I want as a default. Oh, one die went away. 5, 5, 5. Wow, we got 3, 5. 2, 7. Can we play poker with this? I can make a die that is made of symbols. But if you spawn 5, you can kind of play poker if you want. So I have a couple of ones. Fuck. A couple of ones is very, very bad. Couple of ones is super bad. 2 player is kind of working. We will work on it right now. Couple of 5, couple of 2. Much better. Much better. Okay. But anyway. So, if another player joins the minigame, in theory, is working already, but I didn't finish it, so it's not really working, okay? But I can show you what we have, because we have something. We have something. Teleport me Lanky. We have something, and also I would like to finish it though. I mean, I would like to, because I'm working on this minigame since quite some time, and I want to move on. But I like the concept. I like the idea. We can make some dice which are special, you know, with our symbols or. So if I connect with another guy. So let's keep my original guy here at the top and this guy at the bottom. Right? And then we go and search him to play. Hey man, do you want to play a game with me? Ah, you're still loading, sorry. This guy's still loading, cannot see me. Yes, I want to play a game with you. Ah, okay, very nice. Look, click on the board and click on play game. Fuck, I didn't close the inventory window. Wait. No, now this will fuck up everything. The fact that I closed it, yeah, the closing doesn't work. Fuck, I need to redo it. The closing in multiplayer doesn't work yet. We are not removing players from the game. We are only adding players from the game. So I need to redo it. Could you test it 3 or more? 2 player and 1 viewer. No, it's not implemented yet, Ulla. Viewers are partially implemented, but it doesn't work at the moment. And I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna do it soon. It will be done, but not now. Watchers is an advanced feature. In theory, it's not very hard. I mean, we will see. Maybe we do it, but in theory, it's not very hard. Okay, so I just have to avoid quitting the game, because if I quit the game, it's not implemented yet. Okay, so this guy clicks on the minigame. What? And nothing happens. Why? What the fuck? GG. Because I didn't restart the server. Yes, I only restarted the 2 clients, and unfortunately, it's the server which is keeping the list of existing players. We don't have yet the ability to remove players. That doesn't work. I need to fix it, and hopefully we can fix it tonight, maybe. Problem is that, you know, we don't have a lot of time. Yeah, 3rd player is actually added as a watcher, so a 3rd player should be able to watch the game. At least this is how it was implemented in our old game, but you know, we have code for that. So under mini games, under mini game managers, there are watchers. And watchers are actually a thing, you know? There is an array of watchers, they get special things, but... Okay, so at the moment, we restarted everything, so it should be fine. I need to implement the removal of the player, so I hope I can show it to you finally now. So I can enter the game even when the other guy is loading. That makes no difference, obviously. So now, here I see only myself, right? But here, by the way, if I move, if I move on this client, this guy moves. But okay, that's not really okay. But fine. So if I enter in the minigame, you know, the first player, right? The first player sees that there is another player that joined, and so a new cup appears, and his name appears. And the second player that joined second, the same, sees an additional cup and sees the name of the other player that joined, right? Now, if I spawn a die, and I can also choose the color, I think. I choose the red one. The die spawned also on this side. Yes, the cap is going down because I didn't disable physics. But anyway, yes, there is another piece I need to do. So if I spawn the die appears. And if I spawn the die, let's keep the blue one. On this side, the die appears on the other side, right? So it is already working. Now, I have no idea what happens if I shake it and roll it, because I never tested it. So I arrived up to here. This is where I am. This is where I arrived, right? So if I go here and shake it, yeah, nothing happens here. In theory, there is some code that does that, but probably is not working because I never tested it. Yeah. So in theory, when you shake it and roll it, I am calling yes, but I didn't implement it. I think yes, we are missing a piece for sure. I am calling the mini game because you see that I have received dice roll and I have is first player, so we know if we are rolling for us or if we are rolling for someone else. Let me see if I placed any printout. Apart from all these nice play sounds, can we remove these play sounds? Fuck. What is this sounds play coming from? Dice copied. Got dice result from server. Dice results go in our cup. Dice results go in their cup. Yes, exactly. Dice results go in their cup. So we are detecting already that we got the results on the other cup. The point is that we didn't shake it and roll it, but I think we can. Let me just remove this sound plays because it's a printout which is insanely verbose. And then anyway, I think both people can go back to where they are, and yes, this will be reloaded, as you know, so the level will not be reloaded, but the items will be. Okay, let's check if we can fix. But it's kind of working, huh? It's kind of working. Let me check if we can fix from the editor. I will remove the sound print. The slash roll is still active. Yes, the slash roll is still active. My question to you, Hula, is when you do slash roll, do you want to see the dice on screen somehow or not? Because there was an idea, you know, that when you do slash roll, But I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe because it's not that easy to do. I need to, you know, parse the type of die, create the cup, display. I mean, it's kind of now what I can do, I can put in the main chat the results even if you are using the minigame setup. Yeah, but if you open the minigame and you roll, everyone can see it anyway if we put it in the chat, right? So maybe we can put it in the chat. Why not? Wait a second, let me just search this printout of sound play because it's spamming like a boss. Okay, thank you. Well, I can maybe, but I think I would never use it. Sound should not play. What is this? Sound should not play. I don't know. Also this one, let's remove it. I mean, I don't want this printout at the moment because it's something that I added only for testing, and now there is also another one up here. Sound begin play. All these printouts should remove because they are super verbose. Day and night switch, sound activate, sound deactivate. Yeah, let's remove also this one. Day night switch. Let's remove all these printouts because we tested this part quite a bit, so it should be fine. We don't need that spam. Okay, so the point is, when the second player, when we roll, when someone rolls, we are already receiving receive GM dice roll, right? So what we need to do, we need somehow to execute the animation. Receive GM dice roll on client, got dice results, got dice result from the server. So dice result go in our cup, dice results go in their cup. Yes, exact. We don't do anything. Okay, we don't do anything. So after this, I think we need to call the make roll. The make roll on the cup. I think if we call the make roll on the cup, it may... The make roll, because make roll is... but wait a second, because we need to be sure that... Because... No. Make roll is not a good idea. Because make roll is requesting again the roll, while we have it already. So I think we need another function, which is just called something like show roll, right? Which will go in here. No, wait. This one should be show roll other player, okay? Because this is showing the role for the other player. So it's important that we are already inside the other cup. Okay, perfect. So we already... Now this set ready for dice. Anyway, on my client, this is useless. This is useless. I mean, in theory, I can go here directly. The problem is that if I do this, I mean, I think it's fine. The problem is that we have some static variables, like for example, is animating, which is then... Yeah, I think we can ignore this is animating. So we will basically ignore this check, which is okay. We'll also ignore this check. Yes, and then we do all the thing that we need to do. Now the dice results are in, so we'll get the right results. All of this is good, all of this is good, all of this is good. The set animating will go to false, but we don't care. I think it's okay. I think if we enter here, show role other player. Maybe, boys. I don't know. But it's possible. Sorry, so only their cup. Huh? Show role other player. Only in this case, in the case in which we are coming from their cup, we show role other player. Okay, let's see what it does. Why you think he's keeping the wrong set? The wrong set as a default. The wrong set as a default. I want the default to be this one. I want the default to be this one. This one is what? This one is mesh type 0, alternate material no, and material 4. So 0, 4 no. 0, 4 no. 0, 4 no. I think it's the dice 0, 4 no. 0, 4 no. Wait. Fuck. I will forget 0, 4 no. He's already correct. Is already correct. Why is not spawning it correctly though? Why is not spawning it correctly? Because I don't know. I don't know. In theory there is a spawn dice or spawn die. Spawn die in cap. Because depends on these variables which are set at the beginning. Material 4. This one should be false. And this one should be 0, we said, 0, 4 no, 0, 4 no. So if I set this as a default variables, I think that when you start the game it will be like this. Okay, let's try. Let's try, boys. Okay, sorry. Someone answered to an email that I needed, but I didn't answer the way I wanted it to answer. If you want, I can tell you what is the problem with the. So I'm trying to pay one of the artists that we have, but this artist is, I mean, we commissioned some stuff, but one of these artists accept only, for reasons that are a bit long to explain, but anyway, wire transfers through banks, and which is okay. I mean, I say, okay, I can do a wire transfer. The problem is that my bank, to do a wire transfer, requires to activate a service for wire transfers, because unfortunately we are a business. I mean, we are a non-profit organization, but we are registered as a business, not as an individual. And so they request to activate the service, which has a fixed fee per month, right? The problem is that I need to pay this person only once and not every month, you know. So So basically activating a fee would be weird. And so I think I cannot do it with that. So I think at the end the best way for us is that we will do it through Fiverr or Upwork or whatever. Strange, huh? That the bank doesn't allow you to do a one-off wire transfer without a subscription, but that's the case. Where is our guy? Our guy's not here. Why? We moved? I don't remember moving. Did we move? I don't know. I don't think we moved. How did we reach that point? No idea. Hello, let's play. Okay, let's play. Click on the minigame. Yes, I'm clicking. Now we have the right color of the die. Yes, I need to fix the physics on the other side. But let's do a D12 and a D8, okay? And let's do with a different color a D12 and a D8. And now I shake. Oh my god, that cup. Yeah, because the cup doesn't know that it's the second cup, and so it's using the same animation of the first cup. But anyway, okay, let me see if it worked though, because let me see if it worked. So on my side I did 8 and 8. Wow, 8 and 8 is very nice. And on his side he did 2 and 7. So on this side I have 2 and 7, and on this side I have 8 and 8. Wow, boys! Apart from the cups going crazy because the left cup, the right cup is thinking that is the left and is going in the wrong place, so the animation is not working. The rest is working, which is insane. I mean, it's insane because I know all the stuff that is getting done, you know, to do this. For you, I think it's very simple. Just a die on a board, yes, but there is a lot happening here. There is really a lot happening. To have the die rotated with the right number, to have the numbers coming from the server and sent to the client at the right time during the animation. Good. So, okay, the 2 cups are going crazy. Let me see if I reset. If I reset, I'm not sure that it will really work, but... GG! So let's do a D4, because a D4 is a bit harder, eh? A D4, a D6, and a D20. A D4, a D6, and a D20. This time we will shake with the second player first. And then we will shake with this guy. Let me see. I got a 1, a 12, and a 1. I got a 1, a 12, and a 1. Yes, correct. Perfectly correct. Obviously, the die are not in the same position, as you can see, on the board. Because actually, we are not simulating physics. I mean, this wall implementation was to avoid simulating physics on both sides, okay? I mean, sorry, delete that. The idea was to avoid sending the physics client to server. Okay, so they are simulating the same results but with different physics. Everyone is He's doing his own physics, right? There is a 5, 15, and 4. 5, 15, and 4. Perfect. Perfect. I love it. I love it, boys. Clip. What do you mean clip? I love it. Is working. He's working. Wow. Okay, the caps are going.
Does make perfect.
The caps are a bit fucked up. Okay, so the caps are not really doing what. And obviously there are some problems that now I'm not showing to you because I know where to click. But obviously, for example, if you reset while the other guy is rolling. No, it's prevented. Okay, it's prevented. You cannot do it. But, for example, if I reset and the other guy doesn't, because the reset is personal, right? It's not replicated. In theory, we could have a game master, you know, we could have one of the two, which is the master of the game, and he can only reset, you know? He's the only one that can click on reset. But now, yeah, for example, I put dice, then I reset, then I put other die, and this guy doesn't see the reset. Then I shake.
You expect me to believe that? Nah, I don't think so.
You know what is the good thing? That when I drop this, I think on the other side we will have exactly the right die, or not. I don't know. No, we don't. The other side gets fucked up. If you have more dice, then yeah, it gets fucked up because the sequence, the number of die available is not the same, and so this breaks the game. This breaks the game. So in theory, I need to replicate the reset. Yes, I need to replicate the reset. The problem of replicating the reset is that if you are still looking at the results, you know, and the other guy resets for you, you will lose the results, right? So it's a bit like cheating, right? So I throw some die, I see that it's not good, I immediately reset, so you will never be able to see it. And yes, and then the second cup is going a bit crazy. Okay, but I think we reached the point, you know, which is nearly usable. Nearly usable. Let me see on our plan. So on our plan, server rolls the numbers, display the total sum. Ah yes, do we want to display the total sum? Server rolls the number, we did it already. Display the total sum. Display the total sum. Okay, we can display the total sum, why not? Where do we want to put the... I think the best would be to put the sum in the two cups, you know, but the problem is that when we zoom, can we put it in 3D on the board? I think it would look bad, huh? I'm thinking where to put the... Because if we put a big number here, imagine there is a text, a 3D text. right? The problem is that it may be covered by the dice, so I don't think it's a good idea. The other idea is to put it on the cups when the cups are going up, which I think is the best place. So, but the problem is that then when you zoom in, the number will not stay with the cup. Well, unless we put a 3D object inside a cup. Can we put a 3D text inside a cup? The problem will be only the rotation, right? But can I have a text? Wait, can I have a 3D text render? Can I have it? I have no idea which is the right orientation, but we can figure it out. Because I think the cup is always in the same orientation. So imagine that here you have like, I don't know, 45. Right? Which is the... I don't know if I want to put it... Now, will it be centered if it's... No, will not be centered. Fuck. Horizontal alignment, center. Ah, very, very nice. Ah, beautiful. Okay. So let's assume that we have this number in. I think it may look okay as long as the cups are actually animating properly. At the moment, I think the cup is not animating the proper way because... So how do I populate this number? Text render. Cup result. How do I populate this cup result thingy? Cup result. Because the result is very easy to do. The result is... when we receive the results, we already have the number in reality, but we can show it only at the end. But we already have the number. But we will display it only at the end, yes. So basically here we could do the sum. We could local something. We could have two local variables. Two variables that will be something like our cup result, our cup total, let's call it, so it's a bit easier to remember, which is an integer, and then their cup total, which will start obviously as 0, and we will have to for loop into this. And we will have to take our cap total plus, well, we will have to clear it. We will have to clear it before this. We'll have to set it to 0. And then we will have to sum it up with the elements that is coming through, and we will have to set our cap result to that. Okay. And then the same on this side. So for each of the results that are coming in, we're going to loop and we take their cap total. And as we said, we also initialize it to 0. And we set their cap total plus our element, and we put it there. Okay. 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 Okay, so we're just summing up and whatever. Then when we finish, we could get our text render thingy. So we can get in our cup, and we can do what? We can get cup result text, right? And I guess that we can set the text or something. Set text. Yes, we can just set the text. Easy life. We can set the text of the cap total. But maybe let me take it again just because it's cleaner. Okay. No. In the completed, huh? In the completed, okay. And and the same. And the same we do for their cap total. So we take cap result and we take their cap total and we set the text. Equal to this. Okay. I don't know. It should be doing something. Now the rotation will be probably wrong. Okay, so the number will be probably upside down or will be not in the right. But a good thing of this, you know, if we do it this way, is that even if we will have a zoom camera effect, you know, considering it's a 3D text, it will always be valid, right? Instead of putting it in the UI. So I think it's much better. I think it's pretty good. I think it's very, very good. I can also do it by myself. I mean, I don't need another player at the moment to test this. Okay, the 45 is because I didn't clear it at the beginning, but it's okay. So I spawn in, I don't know, 3 D12. You see, we see the... Ah! No! Because we move only the mesh. Oh, fuck. Because we move only the mesh. I mean, it's showing 28, which I guess is the sum. So it's 22 plus 6. Yes, it's 28. But it should have been here, obviously, not... should have been here. Because we move only the mesh. Well, I know what is the final position. So in theory, you know, I could... the final position will always be in the same place. So in theory, I could even put it outside. Considering the number, yeah, in theory, I could even put it outside. I could even put it because it will always land in the same place. Now the good thing of this, though, putting it inside a cup, was that I wanted it to follow the cup. But unfortunately, we are moving only the static mesh and not the full actor. For reasons that are a bit long to explain, but because we need the physics controller to stay in a certain place, and okay, so that's not a good idea. So the idea then will be what? Will be to have a text renderer which is actually in the world. And we need to match it exactly with the position of the cup in the thing. GG. GG. That would not be very easy, but we can call it their results and cup our result. This needs to go inside. GG! It needs to go inside minigame. You think it's easy. You think it's easy, but then, you know, stuff happens. But then stuff happens, and it's not easy anymore. You say, oh, easy, easy, easy. You just put the text in the cup, and the text will follow the cup. No way. No way at all. No way at all. So I want the text to be centered in the same way, because the center was a very good idea. And I want the font to be bigger than this. Maybe 60? Let's try 60. Do we want to use our font? I don't know if our font for numbers is very nice. I mean, we can try, but... we can try. At the moment, it's not showing anything. Why? Our font doesn't work in 3D? Wow. Why our font doesn't work in 3D? It must be a 3D font? I don't know. It seems that no font works in 3D except the original one, which is this one. I have no idea why. Is there a setting like you are a 3D font? Strange. Anyway, we can go with this font. I mean, I don't have an issue with that. Hello, Fannar. I feel I'm improving upon my knowledge in programming, experimenting, changing the code. I'm working on putting my knowledge in C++. I understand how to change things up. With any luck, one day you will make things happen. Yes, I'm pretty sure you will. I mean, programming at the end is just a, you know, a matter of learning it. I mean, there is no particular skill involved. I mean, natural skill, like, you know, being an artist and having, you know, a natural talent for something. I mean, it's not like that. So we need to find these two objects though. So we need to tag them. We need to use to have the usual trick of the tag, and we will call it our. We will call it cup our result, and we will tag this one as cup their result, and then we need in the yes, I need two new variables here. Cup our result text, and this will be a pointer to a render text. What is the name? Render. Come on. Render text. Text render actor. I think it's this guy. And we have another one which is called cup their result. Their result. Okay. And now basically the same way where we initialize these two guys, we initialize also these two guys. And we do the same thing. We do a get actor with tag. And then the first element is get actor with tag text render actor. And the tag, let's copy paste just to avoid mistakes. Okay, that is our. Wait. Okay. And then the same. And this one is what? Is their cup. I mean, I'm just gonna copy paste the tag so we are sure. Okay, so now we are initializing those two objects. So we have a pointer to the two objects in the world, and now when we are receiving the result, I have to remove the text from the cup because unfortunately it is not needed. It was a good idea, but no. And then when we are receiving the results, right, we basically do the same thing. Just with, instead of this cup result, which doesn't exist anymore. By the way, should not compile. Yeah, exactly. We get our cup result text. And we set the text. And the same for their cap result test. And we set the text. Okay. Right? So in theory, should do something. Let's try. Let's try, boys. I mean, I think having the results is important, but depending on which game you're playing, because if you're playing poker, the total doesn't really make any good to you, right? So if you're playing poker with this 6, the total is not helping. There was some trick to do that, huh? I mean, the total, yeah, the total is valid only for certain games. So I think the total is a bit of a lame point, but anyway. Okay. Where is my text? What the fuck? There is no text. Got dice result from survey. Got dice results from survey. Dice result go in our cup. Wait. Accessed none, trying to read property our cup result text. Why? He's not able to read. I did something stupid then, but why? Text render actor. Text render actor. It seems that he cannot, probably cannot flag this properly. Oh fuck, I didn't save the level. GG! I didn't save the level. And if you don't save the level, things are not gonna work. Because you don't have the objects, and so obviously you don't find them. So if you want things to work, you should save the level. We should save the level. GG! Okay. Bram, 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 bram. 21. Yeah, he's appearing a bit too early, but in the position maybe is not the best, but I mean, if I lower it and put it a bit at the back, it will be the perfect position. 21, let me see, 15 plus 6, yes, 21. When I reset, I should remove it. And it should appear slightly after the... You know, it should appear only when the cap goes up. But that's easy. I did only 14 with all these dice, only 14? Because I did a 3 on the D20. 14 is not much. Okay, but it's basically working. I just need to put it down a bit. And then a bit more to the back. I mean, we will find the right position. I mean, at the moment. It's not so important, but we'll find the right position. The only thing I would like to do is to display it only at the end, because the fact that you display it at the beginning is very bad. And also I want to clear it when I click on reset. So when I click on reset, which is somewhere down here. No, this is the exit. Clear button. Yes, clear button. What is all this mess? This is not needed. It's something that I was testing, but it's not needed. So let me reset also this too. So get and set. So we'll set the text to 0, right? To nothing. Text renderer. Wait, I can just do this. Okay, so we reset it here. I don't know why we have all this space. Manage the score. Because it was on the UI previously. No, but I don't want it in the UI. Okay, so we reset that. So we had to do this, and then we also had to do what? To show it. What? Value is invalid. Bro, it's empty. Fuck. Very different. Very, very different. Okay, and why this one? Why? It was not connected? It's kind of weird it was not connected. But anyway. Okay, so we wanted to do this, and then we wanted to show the number only at the end. So to show the number only at the end, we can calculate it, but not set it. So we can do the calculation, right? Which is this, but showing the result, we will show it only. We will show it only when. That's not very easy though. No, it's easy, it's easy, it's easy. I just need to cut this and put it. The problem is that it's inside a cup. Fuck. I mean, the whole animation happens inside a cup code, so the cup doesn't know which cup it is. So I will have to do it at the end of this. And we don't know who we are. No, but wait, the cap may know its own result. The cap may know its own result. Yes, for sure it can. So I can also move it at the cap level. The problem is that if I move it at the cap, because I will have to do it basically here at the end. But I have to do it if this cap knows if it's the cup 1 or the cup 2, and at the moment it doesn't. At the moment the cup doesn't know which cup is it. I can tell him, I can tell the cup if it's first player or second player. I didn't know the cup to be, you know, dependent on... What if we call back the UI? Yeah, I think it's better. What if we call back the UI and we tell him to display the results? Yeah, I think it's nicer. Display total results. Now, you will display it for... only for the cup that finished the roll. So actually this one needs to have the cup, right, as an input, and this should be a dice cup object, and then we will compare it. You know, we will compare this cup to cup number 1, to our cup. So if it's our cup, we know that it's us, and so we have to go to the left. And if it's not us, we go to the right. I think that's probably the easiest way. And we keep it outside of the cup logic, because I'm not really happy to put it inside the cup logic, because I think each cup should be, you know, because maybe in the future we will have 3 cups or 5 cups, and I would like to keep this logic. So this is basically when the animation of the cup finished, the cup calls this method to show the results, right? So what we do from the cup is when everything is finished, when we lift the cup, we need to call our player controller if we have it already. Well, we have it up here, but I think we can call it again. So we call our player controller and we find the win dice something, which is a pointer to our mini game, and we display total results, right? And as a cup we pass self, so we will know if this cup is this cup or not. Okay, so this one is gonna call this, and this one is comparing to the cup, and he's showing it in the right place depending on which is which. So in theory the result now should go to the left, right, when we play as a single player. As you can see, as you add stuff, you know, even a simple game like this requires a lot of logic. I mean, it really requires a lot of logic. I saw a wall of errors. Yeah, okay, that's okay. He's loading the minigames, and did I save everything? No, again, huh? Again I didn't. Fuck. Save all. Okay, now I did. I wanted to do more stuff tonight, but time is running. Time is flying, boys. But I think we did, I mean, we did some stuff. We tested the streaming levels and we fixed it, and we added the results and we fixed the animations. So we did something. But there are still pieces. Let's say that now is usable, meaning that even if we leave it as it is, you know, is usable between two players, which is nice. So we roll 3d20, okay? 29. The 29 is appearing before the animation really finishes. I don't know how it's possible because I put it at the end, but I mean, how can the 35 appear before I connected it to some stupid place? Wait. I connected it, for sure I connected to some stupid place. Server road, yeah. I connected to the update instead of connecting it to the end. Okay, so now it will work, but it's okay. Display the final result. Okay, now it will be fine. So imagine that is appearing properly. It's still a bit high, I would say, but it's not bad. Now, depending on the game, right, we could have, you know, different type of games, like the poker with the D6 or the... It may be the result could show you, you know, the win or lose or something, right? It could show you more than just the total, but I think for now the total is okay. I like it. It's still a bit high, so I think we should... let me just see it in 3D. Yeah, it's still a bit high. And it's still a bit too forward. But so basically, the position of the cup is way at the back. Yes, way at the back. Let's see what happens if another player joins. And where does the result go, and if the second result goes into place. And Clovenhoof, did you connect to Discord, or did you see my messages or not? Ah yes, you connected to Discord, okay. So you saw it probably. So yes, the Velnishi now is in, and so if you want to do something to that monster, you can, I don't know, maybe improve the textures or whatever, or do something else. We have a lot of stuff that needs to be done. Why this guy is always resetting his position? Maybe because I closed the server before he saves his position. Seems strange though. I think there is something... broken, because his position is saved every 20 seconds, so by the time I play the game, his position should be saved. So there is something not working there. Okay. On 3d20, let's see who does more. Bram 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 bram. 15. Bram 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 bram. 29. Yeah, that cup is going places, but I know why. I know why the second cup is going places. Yes, but it works. It works, which is good. Now we can check if it's really 29, but I guess it is. So it's 5 plus 16, which is 21, and 8, 29. Okay, we'll move slightly the numbers, but basically, apart from a bit of positioning, you know, this thing is done. Okay, so I would consider display the sum done. Client display the numbers, this is done already. Show results to the other player, this is done already. Reset game multiplayer, yes, reset game multiplayer, we don't have it, but stop game we have it. Stop game is done. Stop game is done. Reset game multiplayer. I'm not fully convinced that is a good idea to do the reset game multiplayer, because it will be a bit annoying. Because the other guy can basically clear the result without you really seeing the result, and seems to be kind of bad. Five, 3. Okay, so the thing that we miss to implement are reset player multigame. Okay, remove other players, time out of a player, watchers. But there is another important one. Wait. Ah, it slipped from my mind. There is another important one. What was it? I forgot. There was another important one.
Hesitation leads to defeat.
I know, but I don't remember. I don't remember which one. I don't remember which one was important. Ah, which one was important? Look at these dice. They're insane. Look at the color. They are super nice. Look. Wow. Look. Wow. My treasure. Look. So shiny. Did the other guy see the proper dice? Yeah, you see, the other guy didn't reset. Yeah, the other guy didn't reset. And so what happens is if he doesn't reset multiplayer, he continues to add stuff on top, right? Which is pretty bad. Yeah, so we have to reset multiplayer. There is no way. We have to reset multiplayer. Because otherwise he's making a mess. Yeah, I think it's nice as a minigame, yes. And also, maybe I will have you play... the dice. I will have you play against an NPC. You know? And maybe you can bet money, I mean in-game money, for it. Now, I think we can send this result to the chat if we want, right? It's very easy. If I want to do it, it's very easy because I have everything already set up. So I can just take these numbers and put them in the chat, or put the total result in the chat, or both. I can say something like player blah 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 rolled 1d6, 1d20 for a total of 24. If you want to. Now, the skins that you can use, right? The skins that you can use are decided server side. And those will be based on your collection of dice skins. So you will find in the game the skins, and you will be able to use that die only if you have it. In fact, at the moment, if I search through easy search, you see, when we initialize the minigame, we decide which skins are available and which dice are available for you. So now the dice, I think we will always have them all, but the skins, no. Maybe at the beginning you will start only with one skin, this one, which is the basic, and then you will find the other skins through the game. And like these nice ones, okay? Oops, what happened? Like these nice ones, and the other player will see your skin, right? So the other player will know that you are the most powerful master of dice, because you have now if I put 1,000,000 dice, I don't know exactly what happens. I think it's gonna bug out. I think I support maximum 16, if I remember right. Yeah, so if it's more than that, I think we are summing up out to 16, but up to 16 should be working. So let me try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We support maximum 16 because we are putting them in positions, you see? So I'm determining the positions where they land on the board. Now, if you're really putting many, they basically show up a bit in a sequence, so it doesn't look very random. If you have all 16, it doesn't show very random. But if you have less, like 5, then this 5 will take one of the 16 positions, right? And they actually look random. No, the thing we need to add, so this is good. So we will have to add the collection of skins, because that is important. We may add the sending the result to the chat. So let me add it maybe here. Send the results to the chat. Wow, this server roles is becoming super big. So watchers, I don't know, watchers is really nice to have. So we will have what? The adding dice to the chat. So dice result message to chat. That could be nice. And what else? Yes, this guy didn't reset, you see? This guy didn't reset, and so he got all the dice that the other guy is throwing, right? Even if this, yeah, this is why we need to implement.
Simple pleasures for a simple man.
We need to implement the reset, because if we don't, you know, the dice are continuously piling up for this guy, and the cup is going crazy. The result is still correct, but wow, 73? How did we do 73? 73 seems too much, boys. 73? 11, 9, 16, 10. Ah, because there is another 10. There is another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 73. Okay. What else? Do you have other ideas that we can add to this thing or not? Apart from the reset and the skins, is there anything else that we need to do? I mean, some rules will be nice to have some some minigame rules, you know, that are applicable only in certain cases. The Watchers, okay, the Watchers is an idea. And maybe the ability to play versus an NPC. Ah no, the other important one is the zoom, because at the moment I'm zooming by going out of Unreal Engine, I mean using the Unreal Engine debug mode, which is this one, right? But this zooming is not implemented for a player, so we need a way to zoom on our board and a way to zoom on the opponent's board, right? How do we do it? How do we do it? Do we want to have... do we want to have... I mean, you click like in the middle. You click on the dice and it's zooming in, and then you click again and it's zooming out, something like that. Yeah, we can have something like this. Or we can have it predefined that if you click in this area... I think clicking on a die is probably the most reasonable thing. The only problem is, how do we detect this? Because at the moment the detection of the click is going through a line trace, but the line trace is done in a different way. That's not very easy. That's not very easy. How do we do this, boys? What if someone wants to bet their game armor? Hey, they can. You can chat with the other guy. You can say, "Hi, I want to bet my armor," you know? And the other guy will say, "Okay." Now, if you really want a trading system connected to the dice game, I think this is a bit too much of an ask. But I think we need the zoom, because certain die are not really easy to read, and so we need a way to zoom in, at least, I don't know, like this. Or it can also be a camera at the top, maybe. But I think a camera at the top will not show the result, so I think probably... but having the result and the dice, I think is not that easy. But we need a or we just create two additional cameras, you know? And we just possess those two cameras. That's also an easy way, yeah? But I don't know if I want to do it on a click, or on a keyboard, or on whatever. The problem is, at the moment I'm not really... Well, I could do it. You know what I could do? Very, very, very simple. Because I have already... I can split the screen in two while you are in the minigame. And because actually it is already. So I could have, you know, just a consideration of where the mouse is. Where the mouse is on a click. If the results are out, obviously. Yeah, that's probably the easiest for me. So on mouse down, because we have a mouse down, right? We have a mouse down in minigames. You see that it's printed out here. Minigame mouse down. So on minigame mouse, that's the easiest. On minigame mouse down. On minigame mouse down. Which I have no idea where is it, but it's somewhere here. No, probably is inside my PS character. Eh? Yeah, yeah. On minigame mouse down, which is here. Yeah, by the way, we should clean up a bit this mess. So on mouse down, is ready for dice. Is ready for dice, and the length is greater than 1. I think we can have a check. Exactly. If the length is greater than 1 and is not ready for dice, it means that we have rolled already. So in theory I could do, so if this and not this, so if this and not this, it's becoming a bit of a mess, huh? I know. But I don't have a better way. I mean, it is the logic I need to put in. So this check basically is saying if there is at least one die in, is there at least oops, one die spawned, right? So there is the check. Is there at least one die spawned? And this one is it ready for new dice? So if there is already one die, but wait, it cannot ever happen because it's ready for new dice. We set it as false. It's set it true when we reset, and we set it as false when we have. Yeah, so basically, when it's not ready for dice, we are already in the right situation. I don't need this end, I think. I think when we are not ready for dice, it means that or we are during the animation. Yeah, we may be during the animation though. We may be during the animation, or we may be shaking. Maybe we need another variable, which is like game done. At the moment I don't have it, but maybe we need well, in theory you can zoom at any time, no? Quote. How do you found the quote? A universe is not enough. Yes, this is our motto, our tagline. A universe is not enough. Do you like it? It's our tagline. There is only that quote. I should add more quotes. We can have mistakes were made as a quote. I think the easiest for me is if I put a flag on the minigame. That is when the results are in, and I allow you to zoom. In theory, you may be willing to zoom at any time. Do you want to zoom at any time, or do you want to zoom only when there are the results? Like now. Because allowing to zoom at any time is a bit harder, because it means that I need to think, I mean, I need another way, or we put two icons here. We can put two icons, huh? But I don't know if I really like the two icons, really. Or we can have the text clickable, but... Because you see now when I click, the cup is rolling. Okay, I can fix it. I mean, I can think to something. But anyway, at the moment the game is working. That is the good point. It's working. The only thing that is not working yet is when you go out and you try to go in again, the server will, like, let me try. Now I went out with this guy and I go out with this guy. If I re-enter, I think the server will go crazy and will crash. He allowed me to re-enter actually. And he sees the second player. But I guess that's strange. It is working? How is it possible? It was not working before. I mean, now the removal works. I don't believe it. Really? Wow, the removal works, boys. I don't know how. I mean, in theory it was managed by the previous thing, but I don't. This remove player, I don't think he's ever called though. Okay, I will have to test it. You know, boys, the problem is now is a bit late, and I need to go. But we made good progress. We did a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff it was already kind of working, which is good. So we need to do the reset of the mini game. We need to do the zoom. The zoom is important, eh? Zoom on results, and we need to understand how to do it. Or we pass the controls. You know what we can do? We can pass in the controls like I did. Because actually there is a trick, right? The trick is this one. Is that when we are in mouse mode, yeah, when we are in minigame mode, I change the way the axes are working. Bow, 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 bow. So basically I allow zooming forward and backward, but this was good when you only had one player. Now with two players you need to be able to zoom on one or the other thing, you know? You need to be able to zoom on both of them. And it is not working yet. Look at this beautiful dice. 35. Very good. Okay, boys, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. We will see each other probably tomorrow evening. I think we are pretty much done with this mini game. I think I could even release it like this, you know. I think it's working. I mean, as long as the server is not crashing, I think is anyway usable. It doesn't have all the capabilities, but is usable, which is great. So guys, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching, and if you want to leave a follow, will be nice. If you want to subscribe on YouTube, will be nice as well. And if you want to become a Patreon, why not? You can. You go to patreon.com/planeshift and you join the group. Nice. Until then, have a good night and see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye bye.